Hello and welcome to a Bergkamp Wonderland. It's a preview show about Spurs with me and Alex. And Alex is a Twitch legend. He's someone I've been following for many, many years. He makes me He makes me smile. He makes everybody laugh. And he's an all-round good egg. And in the corner you can see his lover, which is a unicorn hiding behind the bed.
No.
But we don't talk about the unicorn, do we?
Can you see that? That's embarrassing.
It's too late. Seen it.
Shit.
It's like the Bukayo Saka's unicorn that you got into the swimming pool with, an inflatable one. Is it inflatable?
It's not. It's stuffed. Well, it will be later.
Oh, cheeky. I've got some unicorns in the house. I've got about 6 or 7 of them because people keep buying them for me because I think they're funny. And I've got a transparent umbrella with unicorns all over it. That's my avatar picture on Twitch.
Well, you can have this one because I bought it as a gift for my girlfriend, and as you can see, she treasures it. That's why it's in the loft, just gathering dust. Yeah,
treasures it. You'll get money for that in years to come when unicorns are actually found to be real creatures, not mythical creatures. See, straight away, just completely forgot about the football.
Football, isn't it?
I know. All right, how are you doing? You all right?
In general, I'm all right. But I'm kind of wishing that this Thursday isn't going to happen. And that it's just a figment of all our imaginations.
I hate it. When I had a season ticket at Arsenal for 20 years, not about 18 out of 21 years I had it. And the bloke who sat next to me, he said his brother can't go to the North London derbies. He said he's been going since the 50s, and he said he just can't go. He can't take the pressure of it. And I don't think other fans understand the absolute the pressure of it, because it drives you nuts. Because form and skill and everything, as we've seen over the years when you've beaten us, you don't have to be any good to win the North London derby, do you?
Well, isn't it usually the case that the out-of-form team does well, or the in-form team does badly?
Often, yeah, because over the years you have won quite a few games, but then in recent years, I think I've just got up if I look at the last 5 times we've played you at your place in the Premier League alone, you beat us 2-0 with Son and Harry Kane, and that was December 2020. That's weird how that feels like a year and a half since we played you. Is that even right? Anyway, I think it's right.
The last one was at your place, wasn't it, when we had Nuno?
Yeah, but I'm only doing the like for like, so it's got to be Premier League at your place. And then the one before that, July 2020, you beat us 2-1, Son, and then Lacazette opened the scoring. So he teased us by scoring first, and then Son scored, and then Alderweireld scored, so you beat us 2-1.
Oh, yes. I remember that one, and I remember the one, I think this was the last one, which was where Son did that outrageous curled shot, and then Kane did that near post one that hit the bar and went in. I
have such a bad memory for remembering any of this stuff.
And you'll bloody remember this Thursday, let me tell you.
Oh, will not. I shall block it out if we lose. And then we had a decent result in March 2019. We drew 1-1. Ramsey scored in the 16th minute, and then, surprise, Harry Kane penalty. Don't remember that.
You say it's a surprise, but that implies that we're a dirty side.
No, you get favourable results from VAR, the referees, and the FA. You're only one step down from the Scouse Mafia with how much the alleged neutrals love you.
Oh, right, okay. I'm just going to burp, sorry.
So then look at the one before that, 10th of February 2018. You beat us 1-0. Harry Kane scored. No surprise there. And the last one we got is the 30th of April 2017. You remember back in the before times, Dele Alli. Whatever happened to him? And then Harry Kane, penalty. So you beat us 2-0. So I have absolutely no confidence we're going to do anything against you this week.
Yes, how about you? But, and this is kind of a backhanded insult, but I'm pretty sure in all of those years, it didn't mean anything because you were doing terribly and we were far apart in the table. I think this is the first one in a long, long time that's actually meant anything. And as we know, when we have an important game where it means something, we fall to pieces. So I'm almost convinced that you're going to beat us on Thursday or tomorrow.
It's unbelievable. It's hard. Yeah, well, yeah, because this is for people. It's actually Tuesday. It's 6:52 p.m. on Tuesday, but we're releasing this on the Thursday because I wanted to get Alex on for a long time. And most of my lot, you know who you are. You're useless scumbags. I've got 12 people at this podcast. I think 12. And trying to get many of them to do anything apart from that top right-hand corner, there's Josh. Josh is my favourite. And Carl is my favourite. And Ellis, fuck Ellis. And there's a dirty pirate, Chris. I'm not going to go through the rest of them because it will just scare any new listeners or viewers, scare them off. But it's so strange to think that after the shit season Arsenal have had, that we are currently 4 points ahead of you, same games played, and that all we need to do is beat you, which I don't think is going to happen. But we need to if we beat you, and then we're qualified for the Champions League. How have Arsenal gone from bottom of the table with you top of the table to us beating you at your place and then getting back in the Champions League when that wasn't even our goal for this season? Most people were saying they'd be happy with the nation, or some people were saying the Conference League, and then most people were going the Europa League. We'd be happy with that. I think I said 5th or 6th, and then to get 4th and maybe even challenge Chelsea for 3rd. So that's just.
And I'm going to say something now, and I wonder if you'd agree with it. And it's something because the other day on my Twitch show, I was kind of listing reasons why I really don't want you to finish above us. And one of those reasons was you don't deserve it. Now, what do you think? I think the way that you played at the start of this season and that kind of run around, was it around Christmas that you just couldn't get a win anywhere?
Yeah.
I just think the players they're almost doing like what Burnley are doing now. You know what I mean? Where have they been for the whole season? You know, if they can play like that now, where have they been for the whole season?
I was watching when you said we don't deserve it because you opened the show and you were starting to talk about football, and I think there was Shitehawk was there, who was a Leeds fan. I think there was a couple of others in there that like football. The rest of them they hate football, so it's always dodgy ground when you start talking about football. But once you get into it, then I think they just put up with it because they know you're going to end sooner or later. Yeah. But like you were saying, around Christmas we lost, got smashed by Liverpool 4-0, and then we lost 3-2 at Man United, and then the worst defeat, one of the worst this season, of when we had our team available, 2-1 loss at Everton. That was their first win in I think about 300 years. I don't mind losing to Liverpool and Man City because they're way ahead. You expect nothing from them all season. I mean, you've done quite well against them though, haven't you?
We have the fortunate title of being the bogey team for one of the greatest ever footballing sides. Yeah. They just don't like playing us. I don't know why, but I love it. Whenever we play them, I feel the pressure's off because I think if we lose, then it's expected, but we'll probably win.
This sums up Spurs. I mean, you beat them 1-0 first game of the season. You beat them 3-2 at their place in February. And after beating them there, you go and lose 1-0 at home away at Burnley, which is the worst team in the Premier League. And how did that happen?
Because we're Tottenham. I'm no football historian. I've been supporting them my whole life, but only.
Tell me why you support Spurs, because you're obviously not a cockney.
No, I'm from Nottingham, and it's because my eldest brother really liked Gary Lineker. He was probably one of the original. Nowadays you have people supporting players.
Yeah.
Well, he really liked Gary Lineker, so he started supporting Spurs, and then me and my other brother, we just kind of copied him. And I've been cursed ever since.
That's not the way it goes, though. My brother supports Liverpool because of Kenny Dalglish, and that's it. And my brother couldn't name any Liverpool player in the last 30 years. He doesn't give a damn about football. But the way is, when you have your siblings, if they pick one team, you pick the opposite. So you should have been an Arsenal fan. It's not too late.
Oof. But like I say to people, and they're like, why did you support Spurs? If I could pick another team, do you not think I would have done it by now after the stuff that we had to go through? But I'm just, I think you go through one match where you really want a team to win or to win, and if you win or you lose, if that has a big effect on you, then you're just tied in for life, aren't you?
Well, Nottingham Forest Burpee look like they could get promoted back to the Premier League after about probably best part of 20 years. Would you have any leaning towards them next season if they got promoted?
What, support them instead of Spurs?
No, as well as like Josh from my podcast. Here he is, hipster Josh. He lives in Brighton, so he's been supporting. He's got a season ticket to Brighton. And he has done for years. Really? Because when they were down in League 2 or League 1, and then he's followed them all the way through. So he still goes to the home games, but if he ever comes to Arsenal Brighton, he always wants Arsenal to win. Yeah, like I like Peterborough and I like Barnet, and I like Inter Milan and all that lot. But if ever comes to it, I'd like Arsenal to smash them. So, but you could have he's got a fondness. He wants to see Brighton do well. So would you want to see Forest do well?
Oh God, yeah. I work with a couple of Forest fans that I'd like them to do badly, but I think because of it's like my local-ish club, and same with Mansfield. Mansfield are in the playoffs,
Yeah.
and I want them to do well. So yeah, but it's unfortunately it's always Spurs, and it always will be.
So it must drive you nuts over the years, having won absolutely. You've won one League Cup in the last. I don't know. I don't want you to start crying.
Yeah,
I don't want you to have to go and grab the unicorn and have it as your comfort creature. But I see Spurs.
But what you always go on about us been living in the past. You're worse than us in a way.
No one's. No, the only ones that are worse than Spurs are Liverpool fans because they've worked 30 years without a Premier League trophy, still giving it the big in about they're a great team. They've fluked a couple of Champions Leagues.
Yeah, you've not won anything of note for. I'm on thin ground, but what I'm saying is you're
very thin ground.
You're as bad as us. I think any team that hasn't won anything big in over, I'm going to be careful with my dates now.
Yeah, because you're going to work out on Arsenal won the league 17 years ago. So anything more than 16 years ago doesn't count.
Years is tragic. And also, there's all this stuff about, we were the Invincibles. How many draws did you get in that season?
14.
Yeah. So invincible, but also quite boring. You were basically Burnley. And you just managed to win the league.
Oh no, I don't. Most Arsenal fans I know don't think that was our best team. Personally, I think the 1998 double winning side was fantastic. Most will argue that the 2002 side were very unlucky not to go and do the double. We lost to Man United, I think, at Villa Park. I was there for that. It was the that Ryan gig. I think it was. My memory's terrible. I was there and I don't even remember what happened. But that most don't think that the Invincible side was the greatest. But it's just the fact that they did it. And no one else is going to do it. And I mean, you stopped Man City doing it first game of the season. There you go. That's when we knew our Invincible was safe. And the bin dippers, Scousers, they're always going to muck it up. And I mean, I didn't even realise the last season Man United finished runners-up in the league. I had no idea. I thought it was Liverpool or Chelsea.
Speaking of that, I was watching like one of these highlight, like that when on Sky they'll do like past seasons and they'll have a lowdown. And I was watching all the way through, and it was like, and Tottenham Hotspur finished in second. I was like, I don't remember that being a thing. Like, we finished second, and we were still not happy. Like, guaranteed for a couple of seasons, we were almost guaranteed Champions League, and we were finishing second, and it was still not good enough.
So with that, what would you rather have happened over the last 5 years? Because you've finished above us. There's been no St Totteringham's Day for 5 seasons. You finished above us for, I think, 5 or 6 seasons. Would you rather have that in Champions League football, or would you have rather won 3 FA Cups? Not comparing it to Arsenal, but just in general, because Arsenal fans are grumpy and going, it's not good enough. We're a failure of a club. We've had back-to-back 8th positions. And I go, we won 3 FA Cups. Most clubs will go 100 years without winning an FA Cup. There's only a tiny number of teams that win FA Cups. To me, the Premier League is number 1 for me, above even European trophies, and then maybe a European trophy, and then the FA Cup. That's the glory of the FA, as you know, as a team from the 1980s.
Yeah,
you were great.
I like the FA Cup, and I like the model of it. I don't think it carries as much esteem as it once did. I just think when people win it, I think when teams win it now, it's almost because they couldn't win anything else. It's like Leicester won it because they weren't going to win the league, or they weren't in Europe, or they probably were in Europe, but you know what I mean? They didn't have much of a camp. It's almost as if it's like last chance saloon for a lot of teams. And they're like, we can't win anything else. Well, let's just go for the FA Cup then. But the question I would rather have, just purely because of attracting players and things like that, I'd rather have had regular European football. Because I think that's what you need now.
Yeah, because the there we go. The Champions League final, a mate of mine, Lee, he's a dirty Tottenham fan. He went to the Champions League final, and one of the greatest nights of football in recent years for me. Only going to be topped when Liverpool gets smashed by Real Madrid in the final, I hope, or being topped by Man City in the dying seconds of the game, being 2-0 up and ending up conceding 2 goals in the last minute because Man City are bottlers. Pepe's a bottler. They're all bottlers. But for you, being a Spurs fan, having that Champions League final, did you think you were going to win it? Who was it against?
Liverpool.
Oh, God.
I
remember now, because it was a fake word. I wanted both teams to lose.
That game was one of the worst games of football I've ever watched. And to this day, I don't know how we didn't win it. Well, I know how we didn't, because in the first minute, Moussa Sissoko decided to punch the ball in the penalty box for no apparent reason. I know Mane kind of flicks it onto his hand, but it was just typical. And then from then on, but like Liverpool were terrible. Like they were absolutely terrible. And, you know, with just 1% more whatever, we could have won a Champions League. Like we could, all of this would all just be nonsense now. There'd be none of this kind of trophyless or more bottlers. Like we would have won if we'd have just done something. Did you watch the match?
Yeah.
It was terrible. And Liverpool were awful. And we couldn't just knock a goal in. And we could have had a Champions League. And it would have been huge. And I think it would have changed the course of what happened over the next few seasons. And we'd have a trophy. Not only a trophy, but one of the greatest trophies in the world. And just blew it.
You say it would have changed the course of how Spurs would have gone. It's not like you've lost Son or Kane or Hugo Lloris or any of those other ones. I mean, you lost your two centre-back pairing, the two Belgians that I both really liked. You've still had decent players coming through. I mean, the only one to mainly suffer was Dele Alli, because that bloke's career, he's about to get relegated with Everton. That's hilarious.
No, because I think it just absolutely destroyed the dressing room. I think Poch never recovered. And, of course, then we kind of had to do a painful rebuild without ever having achieved anything. And I think that the painful rebuild would have been less painful had it been after kind of a big cup win. But as it stood, we basically had to ship a load of players out who hadn't really done anything. So I just think it would have eased the pain a bit. But it was just the fact that it was so winnable. And I can remember I was wearing this. I don't wear this shirt anymore because ever since that match, because it was just horrible. Like we all got round together, my family. Oh, the camera's gone. We got together. We were all just watching it and just utter disbelief.
You're getting no sympathy from me. A whole load of Tottenham fans getting around the telly.
You're loving it, yeah. We were all there.
You didn't even leave before the game was over.
I felt like it. I was just staring at it, thinking, how have we not scored? How? And it's just, Liverpool won it at a whimper. And that was it. No more trophies.
Well, at least you didn't have to go all the way to Paris and drive there and back in one day like I did, and then get 1-0 up and then get mugged off by a wanky fucking Barcelona who I hate, with ex-Arsenal player playing for them, and just cheating scumbags. At least you didn't have to go through all that lot, which would have been an even bigger torment. But I think the downfall of your club is your owner at times, because you had all that Gareth Bale money, and I had this wonderful tweet that I kept sharing, and it was a cut and paste of all the money you'd spent on all those players, Llorente and Lamela and a whole load of other ones, and
Magnificent Seven.
They all turned out to be shit. That you ended up wasting 110 million on that lot, and then most of them you got almost nothing back. And now with Harry Kane last season, you should have sold him. You'd have got the Jack Grealish money, but now he's decided you're not selling him. And then this season you're not selling him because Man City are going to get Haaland, and so you had a bloke that you could have got maybe 110 million quid for. He's had a shit season. He scored 10 or 11 goals in the Premier League. No one's going to want him. You're never getting that money again. And now you can have, if he does ever go, I mean, it's probably going to stay there the rest of his career now. All that money.
Yeah, good point. But Arsenal are shit.
That hurt, didn't it? Sorry.
Arsenal are shit, so I'm not even bothered.
You've reached rock bottom when you resort to the Arsenal shit thing.
I've poured my heart out, and you've just been sat there thinking everything's right, just because your fucking players are flattering to deceive on a scale previously thought unthinkable. Like your squad is terrible.
Go on, which players are terrible?
Holding.
He's not. Big Bob Holding.
Gabriel.
Gabriel, what the...
Xhaka.
Now, Xhaka, I can see why some people think he's awful, but he's having a decent run of games. He'll be gone soon.
El Nene.
Oh, the Egyptian Perlo. I'll have none of that lot.
Oh, look, you
Here we
just
go.
defended it. It's just blank defensing. Defensing? That's no word.
But these players that you're mentioning, they're ones that you need to have at the club that can fill in holes. Like the first one you should have gone for should have been Cedric Suarez.
Mikel Arteta is your manager. I mean, that's bad enough. Mikel Arteta, the former Everton midfielder.
Well, he won the FA Cup with Arsenal. He's an Arsenal semi-legend-ish. But they are doing great stuff. But then we've got, like, you've had your generation of really young, brilliant players you brought through at Spurs, like Dele Alli and Danny Rose was another really good one. I mean, what's happened to his bloody career?
Where did that get us?
Well, we got a great goal from him, and Kane, and you've plucked Son from Germany. You've had all these really young, great players, and you've fought for stuff, and you have genuinely been unlucky with stuff. But then when you look at Arsenal, and you've got Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel, and Smith Rowe, and even Eddie Nketiah at the moment coming through scoring goals at the end of the season. We've got the youngest Premier League team of a squad and the youngest average Premier League team playing games. So as an Arsenal fan, you've got to be pretty miserable if that doesn't make you go, well, there could be something on here.
Yeah, but you've got Mikel Arteta as your manager.
I did a poll the other day. How many times in Mikel Arteta's career have you wanted him sacked as Arsenal manager?
Yeah.
And I think 44% of the people said 0. I thought you fucking liars.
Bollocks.
One of the blokes who's got a podcast, Richard, said, I wanted him sacked every day for over a month. so that was at least 30. I wanted him gone at times. I'd say 2 or 3 times I wanted him gone just because he's ignorance and not doing the right stuff. But then you think he's learning on the job. And you've got a great manager at the moment. Conte's won the league with Inter Milan. He won it there last season with Lukaku and Martinez and all that lot. Did a great job, and then got the hump and left. He's won the league with Juventus.
Some of the clubs. We don't know.
Juventus about 100 years in a row. Went to Chelsea. Didn't he do the double at Chelsea?
Don't know. No, who? Chell?
Yeah. But
never heard of him.
What do you think the future is with him? Do you think he's going to stay?
Well, that's it, and that's why I feel sick just thinking about it. Early, you know, when you've got a job interview coming up. And every now and then it'll just go into your head and you'll feel that like thing in your stomach. I thought about Thursday earlier and I felt that because it's huge. And I don't want to say this because if we lose, then it's just going to be replayed and replayed. But if we don't get Champions League football this season, I think it's like someone's going to pull a pin out and everything's just going to go. And on the flip side of that, if we get Champions League football, it could be the beginning of a new era of potential greatness at the club. And it's all riding on who are we playing on Thursday? Oh, yes, Arsenal. But that's why I feel sick.
Even if we draw against you, all we got to do is draw against Newcastle and then beat Everton. And Everton are rubbish. Newcastle just got smashed 5-0 by Man City, was it? Yeah. So, I mean, out from a rating of 1 to 10 being you're very positive, 10 you're going to get it, and 1 you've got no chance. What chance are you going to give Spurs to make the Champions League?
1.
If people watch on the bus and having a poo and in the bath, that wasn't a face of confidence.
No, just 1. I think it's already over. Even if we beat you, we're still a point behind. And you've got an easier run. We've got to play Burnley. We never play well against Burnley, especially now they're scrapping. And then Norwich. Look at how we played against. You think, oh, Norwich are already down. They're not playing for anything. But look at how we play against teams that aren't playing anything for anything. Brentford, Brighton, both bad games. I can see Norwich beating us, and it'll be over then. I think if we win against you and then lose against Burnley, I think it's already over. So you should be just enjoy this, parade before the parade. You've got Champions League. It's all over. Well done.
So that's like you're admitting defeat, and so you can't really lose, isn't it? Oh,
it's not. Honestly, I've played that tactic many times in life. This is real. I think Brighton and Brentford. That was it. That was where we lost it.
the results like smashing Leicester 3-1 and getting a 1-1 draw at Liverpool. I mean, if Arsenal went to Liverpool now, we'd probably lose 5-0. Doesn't that give you confidence, or is that a false dawn?
No, because if it would matter if it was in mid-season and nothing mattered and every point wasn't vital. But you'd expect to beat Leicester, and a draw against Liverpool wasn't enough. If that was like in the middle of the season, you'd be like, oh, nice one, that was good. But it's just too late. It's too little too late. And I can't believe that you're going to... And the Amazon documentary is going to be sickening. That was my one hope for this season, was that we would see the destruction of your club on Amazon. And you'd know how it feels to do it like we did.
So the start of the season, you were probably doing cartwheels, weren't you? Bottom of the table, 5 losses or whatever it was.
Brilliant. Aubameyang going to Barcelona, it was fantastic. I was like getting the popcorn. I had like a garage full of popcorn. And I was thinking, yes. But now it's going to be all about how Mikel Arteta is one of the greatest managers since Ferguson. And it's going to be... I'm not going to watch it. I'll probably watch it. But
I mean, you've always got the two most deadly things for your club is Kane and Son, and Kane's ability to trip over his own feet in the area, get a penalty, because we all know the referees love you, and Son is massively on form at the moment. How many goals has Son got this season?
It doesn't matter. It's too late.
If you beat us, I'm trying to convince you that you might win. I don't want to do that, but Son's got 20 and 32 in the league. All it takes is a goal from him.
Listen,
and then get Xhaka sent off.
Then you can win. You're a point
behind us.
My prediction: we'll beat you, but you'll still finish above us.
Oh, how does that work out?
Because we'll only be 1 point ahead of you, and I think we're going to lose against Burnley. And I think you'll probably win your next 2 games.
You'll be 1 point behind if you beat us.
Yeah, and then you'll win the next 2 games. We'll only win against Norwich, I think. I'll play this back. But on the flip side of all of this, if we beat you to the Champions League, I will be the happiest man. I literally will run down the street naked. Oh, God, it'd be so sweet.
What time of day will you be running down the street naked?
When do we play Norwich?
The last game of the season, I think it's all
like a midday. Is it midday usually?
I think it's going to be... Everton is, as usual, I'm looking at the site where they don't bother putting the fucking time on there. 4 o'clock on Sunday, the 22nd of May. You can't really do it at 4 o'clock, can you? Because you'll end up in prison.
No. Do you see you beating? I'm just looking for hope now. Do you think Newcastle might beat you?
No.
Really?
No, Newcastle. I mean, they gave up the other day. When we're going to their place, be a great game. They've only got a couple of decent players. I mean, they've had. I
don't think
really
you do well there, though. I've got memories of you doing quite badly at Newcastle.
Oh, no.
Granted, it's not been every season that you played them, but I've just got memories of you not being, because it's quite a rowdy atmosphere, and Arsenal tend to be quite like a bit of a soft, not an insult, but like a bit of a soft team, don't they?
Oh, there was that time we were 4-0 up against them, and then Wenger went, "It's okay, lads, take your foot off it." And I'm just looking, Arsenal's last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games against Newcastle. We won, and then we lost at their place 2-1 in the league, and then we won the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've won 19 out of the last 20 against them.
What, at St James's?
Yeah. Oh, at St James's. So that's going to be there. Beat them 2-0. Beat them 1-0. Beat them 2-1.
Talking up my ass.
And then beat them 1-0. Beat them 2-1. 1-0. But they're again a few years ago, 2012, we beat them 7-3. Now that's talking. I mean, Giroud got a couple. Walcott got a hat trick. That's probably. This is when you're living in the Matrix. None of that happened.
I know.
Even Podolski scored. I loved
Podolski.
What a player he was.
I'll give you this. I don't hate your squad as much as I've hated recent squads. When you had Nasri.
We hate him more than you do.
I know you do now, but at the time, Nasri, Giroud.
He was about to win the title in Italy at the age of 58.
Good on him. Walcott, Chamberlain. Who else did I hate? Wilshere.
Oh, Super Jackie Wilshere.
Ugh.
He's still only 31 and he's kicking his heels in the relegation league in Denmark at the moment.
Good.
Don't you say that about
Why?
our Jack.
He's
There you go.
fucking
At least he's not going to
shit.
get relegated from the Premier League. Like, I mean, how do you feel about Dele Alli? Where's that all gone wrong? I mean, the bloke, he's not even that old, is he?
He just can't be asked anymore. I think he's too interested in being a model. He's just not.
He does.
Yeah, he's always posting.
He's only 26. He was 26.
26
in April.
I will make this prediction now. He will never ever get back to being even semi-decent as a footballer. I think his heart's gone.
I mean, like David Bentley did. Where he just
pretty similar, yeah. Pretty similar. I think it's just... Well, and I think David Bentley... I don't know what's going on with Dele, obviously. I don't know him. But I just think he's just not... He's just the spark. It's gone. He's just not bothered anymore.
In 9 games for Everton this season, nothing. Last season for you in the league, 10 games, 1 goal. Season before that, 15 games, 0 goals. But then you look back a few years before that, he got 18 and 37 in the Premier League.
It's been that long, I can't even remember, without looking at compilations, I can't even remember, I can't picture him being that good. Do you know what I mean? And I know he was because I used to watch him, but I can't, I'm like thinking, all I can picture now is him just moping around a pitch and just falling over and being nowhere near the ball. And it's sad. He was one of our heroes.
I think he needs a manager like Poch who loved him to get the best out of him. And
I don't even think
Conte isn't a manager like that.
I don't think that'd be enough. I think he's just lost it. I think he's just lost the passion.
Did I say Conte? I meant Pochettino because Pochettino loved him.
He did, but lots happened since then. You know, Pochettino's now a superstar manager at Paris Saint-Germain.
He's going though, isn't he? They're getting rid of him.
Supposedly, yeah. But then the same people say that Conte is going to PSG, so can't really. But anyway, let's talk about how shit you are. Come on, Phil, just fill me with confidence. Come on, I've opened. You know, I've said all sad things about.
We're gonna. It looks like we are gonna play Tomiyasu. He plays right back. He can play left back, and he plays centre back. All those teams for Bologna last season, so he's going to be playing at left back. He had a great game against the Brazilian Leeds right winger, and it's his first full game back for about 4 months. So we're probably going to play him there. We're going to have Ben White at right back, who plays a lot of times at right back. He's played for England and he played for Arsenal and Brighton. And then we're going to have Big Bob Holding and Gabriel there. So you've got 4 big units. And if they want, they're going to clump up and make a back 4 of central defenders. And they're all 6 foot. And you're all going to get elbows in the faces. You're going to get nothing past any of them. Your only hope is that Big Bob leaves a stray leg out and then Harry gets a penalty. But then playing in front of that, it's going to be El Neni, who's having the form of his life, playing next to Xhaka, who's finally behaving himself. And then on the left wing, Martinelli, who is the new Ronaldo. And on the right wing, you've got Saka, who's double Ronaldo. So I don't see any weakness in the Arsenal side. Apart from Ramsdale, he's not had a clean sheet in about 8 or 9 games. And he is getting, when you're a little bit over cocky, a little bit too, I'm gonna fuck around, I'm gonna do this. And his mind's on something else. I get the feeling that could be the only opportunity you've got is a Kane penalty or Ramsdale being massively out of position.
Did you just say that Ben White's going to be at right back?
Yeah, probably.
So he's going to be up against Ryan Sessegnon and Son.
Well, they're just still tucking.
My evening has just got a hell of a lot better. Is that legit?
Yeah, but he won't be playing right back, right wing back.
He's a centre back. He's a centre back.
No, he plays right back at Brighton
as
well.
Centre back. Well, you were playing him at centre back when you had the players to cover.
Yeah, because we had Tierney at left back and we had Tomiyasu at right back. But
so he's only playing there because you've not got enough players. Not a natural right back. Not athletic enough. Not confident enough to play up being doubled up against. I think we're onto something here.
When I remember watching Sessegnon when he was at Fulham, I'm thinking, fucking hell, that kid. And then he come to you and he did fuck all for two or 3 years.
Now he's one of my favourite players currently. And he's
great
had
to watch.
Troubles with injury. And he needs to get a bit more mature and needs to be a bit more confident. But if he comes up against a less than average fullback, you're going to be in trouble because he would just run the shit off you. Did you see him against, who's on the right? Alexandre Arnold. He was amazing.
I don't know what happened with that Liverpool game. It was so bad. Didn't Robertson have to come off?
Liverpool weren't bad. That's the thing. Liverpool weren't bad at all. Liverpool were very good, and we just played very, very well.
So you're getting confident now. You're getting a bit cocky, aren't you?
I am. It's changed. I've changed now. But then, even if we win, you're still going to beat us in the league. So what's the point?
It's a roller coaster of emotions.
I just can't see us beating Burnley, and it's at Burnley. No, it's at home actually. I tell you what, we might have this.
It's changed.
That's where I am the personification of being a Spurs fan. It's just that.
It's a constant roller coaster. I mean, you're at home to us, home to Burnley, and away to Norwich. I don't think it matters whether you're at home or away to Norwich. Norwich are going to just get smashed.
Yeah,
it's home against Burnley. Burnley stopping you from getting from the Champions League.
I don't know. You know what? It's come to me now. I don't think we play that badly at home to Burnley. It's always at Turf Moor that we play like absolute fucking idiots.
Yeah.
I'm quite. And you're playing away at Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean, you went to Burnley and you lost 1-0 in the end of February.
Yeah, that was a terrible match.
Yeah, well, I thought it was quite good.
That was the one that afterwards Conte was like, maybe he was basically saying he was going to resign after the interviews.
He only signed an 18-month contract. I mean, that's got to worry you. When a manager comes in, they go, "Yeah, I'm here for 18 months and I'm off." You think, well, hold on, shouldn't it be like a 3.5-year contract?
No, I quite like it. Pep does that. Pep does short contracts.
Yeah, but he's been there for years.
Yeah, because you just if things are going well and you're getting the right players in, and the board aren't being absolute turds, sign for another year.
So, how do you feel about the Premier League in general? About the fact that it's going to be Man City and Newcastle winning it every year, and until your kids have got grandkids?
I don't think it'll be allowed, because Man City have had the money for ages now, and they've still not done back-to-back Premier Leagues. I don't think it's allowed. I'm not saying that there's a conspiracy or anything, but whether it's the pressure or whatever, the teams that win just don't win it. They just don't win it twice in a row. I think it's too hard.
They did do it twice in a row.
They didn't.
Yeah, it was Leicester, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Man City.
Was it?
I'm only knowing that because I'm looking it up. I said earlier I didn't even know Man United finished runners-up last season.
It very rarely happens. Just
it's the 3 in the row that has only ever been done. I think Man United did it once. Arsenal did it back in the day, and I think Liverpool did it, and that's the only 3 teams that have ever won. Oh, I'm just looking. Huddersfield won it 3 in a row as well. So this is why I admit I don't know enough. I always forget.
I just think there's too many I mean, yeah, it's probably only going to be one of 4 teams winning it, but I think that makes it interesting enough. It's better than La Liga or Ligue 1, at least.
La Liga is shit. Ligue 1 is shit. I'm going to put a little thing of Chris up here because Chris is a Ligue 1.
Does he like it?
Oh, God, he doesn't do our podcast with us because he's busy doing there, and he doesn't even support a decent team. He supports Lorient, who are about to go down. They get smashed every week, but he does a French weekly podcast.
No, so it's the greatest.
We can't drag him away from it.
Greatest team in the league in the world, Premier League.
It's ridiculous. You've got Messi and Mbappe and Neymar, and you've got all that, and he still can't do anything in Europe. That's hilarious. That gives me almost as much joy as watching Man City getting smashed by Real Madrid in the dying seconds of the game. But it won't give me as much joy as beating you on Thursday. I suppose we should wrap this up a little bit. So what are you going to go for a prediction for the way the game's going to go, and then a final score?
I think either we'll give away silly or multiple silly penalties, or get a red card and it'll kill it. But if we manage to not give away a penalty or get a red card, I think we'll beat you 3-1. Because, and there's a reason for that, that's not just based on nothing. The way that we play is we thrive on the other team attacking. So if we go ahead early, you're going to have to start attacking, and that's when we counter. So if you look at the recent matches, if we get that early goal, we tend to win by multiple goals. Where we'll struggle is if you don't go for it, or if you score first. If you score first, it's going to be a lot harder.
That's exactly what I was going to say about Arsenal. Whoever, if we score first, then the pressure isn't on us to go and score and counter attack and all that lot. And we have found in so many games this season, we score the first goal, the pressure's off, and then we can go on and win it. But I think it all depends on whether Ramsdale is going to think, I'm sweeper keeper, I'm a left back, I'm a full back, I'm a right back, I'm going to go and I'm going to get the ball and dribble it out and then go, oh fuck. Or he's going to come out for a clearance like he's done so many times. I mean, I love Ramsdale. He's a revelation. He's magnificent in goal, but he has got some clangers about him because he's got the clown. He's got he thinks he's the reincarnation of Bruce Grobbelaar with a touch of the Gazzers about him.
It's probably one of the biggest matches this bunch of youngsters has played, isn't it? So
yeah.
How will they deal with the pressure?
I mean, there's Xhaka is easy. I mean, your manager should do. Conte should do is get someone to go and wind Xhaka up because he'll take it for a little while and then he'll lash out and get sent off.
Hopefully, he'll be up against Højbjerg, who is a shithouse. So
I hated him at Southampton as well.
So I'm hoping that that's going to cause Xhaka.
But it was so similar in so many ways. Apart from the fact that you've got two people up front that could easily score a hat-trick each, and we've got Eddie Nketiah up front, who is, I mean, he's 6 foot tall. Looking at him, you think he's about 5'4" and about 8 years old. But he's a poacher that we haven't had at Arsenal since the Ian Wright days, where he'll just get stuff from 6 inches.
That's come at a really bad time for us.
And a good time for us.
If we're going to do a combined 11, I think I would still only take about 2 or 3 players from your side.
The only things I'll take from your side would be Kane and Son. Not that I'd want them dirty fuckers in our team. No, you got no one.
Ramsdale over Lloris.
Yeah, of course I would. Lloris is what? He's about 70 now.
You'd pick Saka over Bentancur. Kulusevski.
Of course I would. Saka's one of the... Oh, Echo. Stop. Remind me, I've got a podcast later on with Amanda and a few others. You mean you don't see Saka as one of the greatest young talents in world football at the moment?
No, that I was just being funny about that one. But I would only take at this time.
This is hurting. I can see the look on your face.
I'd take Tierney.
Yeah.
I'd take Saka. I think that's it. I'd only take 2. No, because I'm thinking like for like. Who would I take out of our starting lineup?
Who's better than Ødegaard in your side?
Well, Ødegaard plays. Where does he play? Like
he plays in the kind of an 8-10 role.
Yeah, so Bentancur. Well, that's the closest we've got because we do kind of like 5-2-3.
So I suppose, yeah, because we do a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah,
but then the middle Ødegaard in that middle of the 3 up front. Well, he's sometimes often regularly the furthest forward player, and then Eddie would drop back and do all that lot. But it's but I'm gonna have to invoke the power of Steve Lord Hillwood, their top right hand corner, who sadly passed away. But he had a saying for Son, and don't worry, I'm not going to say it. But if you're a Bergkamp Wonderland listener, you know what he used to say about Son. It's incredibly out of order. You get cancelled immediately if you said it nowadays. But John and Chris and Carl and Josh and Femi and all you lot and Jeff. Not that Jeff's going to listen, but you're all saying in your head, chanting in your head what the magic words that Steve used to say. So we're invoking the spirit and the power of Steve to help us win this game. So I'm going to go. We're going to beat you 3-2. We're going to score first. You're going to get 2, then we're going to get 1, and then we're going to have a dying minutes of the game winner from Eddie and Nketiah. Oh, actually, Lacazette's going to come on and score.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Xhaka's going to score your first one. I've still not recovered from that game at the Emirates where you were just having an absolute party. That's going to happen again, isn't it?
Who beat you this season?
Yeah. Fucking Arteta was loving it. Arteta was loving it.
Oh,
He's like,
3-1.
this is the best that this ground's ever sounded. Yeah, they'd sound better than that if you went shit.
Oh, yeah. It's Smith Rowe 12, Aubameyang 27, Saka 34. See, that's the other thing we've got. We saw against Leeds 2-0 up and we took the pressure off. We will create so many chances and not put anything away. And that's another thing you might have in your favour, the fact that sometimes we just cannot score. We'll have 30 shots, we'll have 15 on target, and then Lloris will roll back the years to the World Cup winning days and he'll have the game of his life. Which I hope he won't. But yeah, I'm going to go 3-2. It's going to be goals. There's going to be violence. There's going to be tears, and only one of us is going to end up being happy.
Yeah, we're going to win, and we're also going to get Champions League up the Spurs.
Right, tell people where they can find you on the Twitters. Not that any of them will give a shit, but they might want to find. There wasn't actually an Arsenal fan, Mark, who I tweeted about your show on Twitch. And now he comes regular and he's a subscriber and he joins in the chat and you give him plenty of grief. So you never know, Arsenal fans. Tell them a little bit about your channel and what you do on Twitch.
It is Twitch. I don't actually know, you know.
I put it on the screen.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
It's been on there for the last half hour.
Yeah, if you want to come there, it's not like Twitch, like gaming and stuff like that. It's just a bunch of grumpy people who would just get together and basically just moan about how everything's shit. And we have a laugh along the way. It's all right, isn't it?
And then you have the McMaster and his evil accomplice, and they just go around eating food, and you hate them with a passion, but you keep watching.
Yeah, a lot of my stuff is stuff that you hate to love. So yeah, come and join the gang. If you want, is that good? No?
It is. That's true. Yeah. So go to twitch.tv or just go on Twitch and type in Daft Alex Twitch. I don't know why you've changed it from the Alex family.
I fucked up. I wanted a new name and I did it wrong, and so that's why it says Daft Alex Twitch. It was meant to just be Daft Alex, but I messed up and now I'm stuck with it for 2 months. So that's
because you can't change it. So yeah, but I, every time he does a show, I always retweet it because I usually go along and watch it because it's always good fun. I mean, Twitch is a fantastic place, and it's met some really nice people on there, and also some dickheads.
Yes.
It is. Right, thank you very much for you. They are mostly, yes. You've got a lovely bunch of people in there. I was going to say apart from who, but then I can't really think of anyone who's not. Stop touching your shitty badge. Your chicken on a basketball. Oh, no, he's kissing it. Oh, dear. Well, we're going to go. Thank you very much for your time, Alex. And come on, you Gunners.
Thanks for having me. Up the Spurs.